Hello friends, welcome to the point. So in this session we'll be discussing about the topic called health and family welfare. So this particular topic it is taken from India Yearbook. So what is health and family welfare? So the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare it is an instrumental and responsible for implementation of various programs on the national scale in the areas of health as well as family welfare, so which prevents and controls major communicable diseases and promotion of traditional and indigenous system of medicines. So this ministry it also assists states in preventing and controlling the spread of seasonal and epidemic diseases. So in addition to this centrally sponsored family welfare programs, this ministry, that is the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, it is implementing several World Bank assisted programs for the control of AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, which is also called as TB in short, in designated areas. So now let us see about one of the policy which is initiated by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, that is National Health Policy 2002. So this National Health Policy of 2002 it guides the strategy that is adopted by the government for the purpose of health sector. So the National Health Policy 2002 it evolved from National Health Policy of 1983. So guidance was provided by a Bohr committee report of the year 1946 for future health development of our country, and it included that no individual should fail to secure adequate medical care because of inability to pay for it. So this was a main theme of National Health Policy 2002. The framework of National Health Policy 2002 it envisages accelerated achievement of public health goals in the backdrop of socio-economic circumstances prevailing in our country. So some of the salient aspects or some of the objectives of this national health policy is achieving an acceptable standard of good health of Indian population and decentralizing public health system by upgrading infrastructure in existing institutions and ensuring a more equitable access to health service across the social and geographical expanse of India. So it also makes sure that making good the deficiencies in availability of health facilities and narrowing the gap between various states and the gap across the rural urban divide in attainment of health goals and reducing the uneven access to and benefits from the public health system to get better endowed and more vulnerable sections of the society. Next comes National Health Mission. So this was planned under the 12th 5-year plan for the health sector, and this envisages the transformation of National Rural Health Mission into National Health Mission. That is, the National Rural Health Mission was changed to National Health Mission by this 12th 5-year plan. So this covers both rural as well as urban areas. So this National Health Mission it envisages providing public sector primary care facilities in the selected low income urban areas and selected places like expansion of teaching and training programs for healthcare professionals, especially and particularly in public sector institutions. So that gives a greater attention to public health, and also it strengthens the drug and food regulatory mechanism, and it builds an appropriate architecture for universal healthcare. And the National Health Mission it has two submissions. One is National Rural Health Mission and other one is National Urban Health Mission. The National Health Mission, it envisages universal access to equitable, affordable, and quality healthcare services that are accountable and responsive to people's needs. The main programmatic components, it includes health system strengthening in rural and urban areas, and reproductive, maternal, newborn child, and adolescent health, and the control of communicable and non-communicable diseases. So these are the main programmatic components. So what are the main programmatic components? The main programmatic components are to strengthen the health system in rural as well as in urban areas, reproductive, maternal, newborn child and adolescent health, and control of communicable and non-communicable disease. So these are the main components or main programmatic components of National Health Mission. So there are some new initiatives that have been launched under National Health Mission. So they are Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram. In short, it is called as RBSK. So this RBSK, it was launched to provide comprehensive health care and to improve the quality of life of children through an early detection of birth defects. In early detection of birth defects, disease, deficiencies, and development delays, including disability. And also, this provides child health screening and early intervention services by expanding the reach of mobile health teams at block level. So, the mobile health teams, they will reach at block level. Block level in the sense they go in house to house seeking for the small children. They ask every each and every house whether a particular age group of children are there or in the house or not. If yes, they will ask about their children's condition and they ask for testing those children. Next comes RKSK, which means Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram. So this program is to comprehensively address the health needs. So this is for health needs of 253 million adolescent, so who account for about 21% of country's population, by bringing in several new dimensions like mental health, nutrition, substance misuse, injuries and violence, and non-communicable diseases. So this particular initiative, it was launched in the year January 2014 to reach out 253 million adolescents in the country in their own spaces, and also to introduce peer led interventions at the community level, that is supported by augmentation of facility based services. This initiative, that is RKSK, Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram, it this initiative, it broadens the focus of adolescent health program beyond reproductive and sexual health, and it brings in focus of life skills, nutrition, injuries and violence. And also it includes gender based violence and non communicable disease, mental health and substance misuse. National Urban Health Mission. So this mission, it was approved by the Union Cabinet in May 2013 as a submission of National Health Mission, so which seeks to improve the health status of urban population, particularly the urban poor and other vulnerable sections, by facilitating their access to quality primary health care. National Urban Health Mission, it would cover all the state capitals, district headquarters and other cities or towns with population of 50,000 and above. So cities and towns with population below 50,000, it will continue to be covered under National Rural Health Mission. So the center state funding pattern is in the form of 75 is to 25 for all the states except northeastern states including Sikkim and other special category states like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand, for whom the center state funding is in the pattern of 90 is to 10. That is, 90 will be a center share and 10 will be state's share. That is, state's fund. National Commission on Population. So, in pursuance of the objectives of National Population Policy, which in short it is called as NPP 2000, the National Commission on Population, it was constituted in the year May 2000 to review, monitor, and give directions for the implementations of NPP. So, this is to promote inter-sectorial coordination, to involve the civil society in planning as well as implementation, and to explore the possibilities of international cooperation in support of the goal that is set out in the National Population Policy. So, the National Commission on Population, it has since been reconstituted in April 2005 with 40 members. So the membership, it also includes the chief ministers of states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, Jharkhand, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So an annual health survey, it shows that immunization coverage in India, it has increased to 65.2% as rapid survey on children. So this information is of 2013 and 14, from where 35.5% as per a National Family Health Survey 92 to 93 in the last 21 years. So there is a need for further improvement, especially in DPT3 and OPV3 coverage and reducing the dropouts. So the recent annual health survey, in short it is called as AHS, which was conducted in the year 2012-13, in states documented improvement is needed in immunization coverage. Janasankhya Sthirata Kosh, or which is also known as National Population Stabilization Fund. So this National Population Stabilization Fund, it is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So this was constituted on the recommendation of National Commission on of Population, and it was established in the year 2003 under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, as it was reconstituted in the year 2005 with the addition of general body, and its mandate is to promote and undertake schemes, programs, projects, and initiatives to meet the unmet need for contraception and reproductive and child health. So it is aimed at achieving population stabilization at level consistent with the needs of sustainable economic growth, social development, and environmental protection by the year 2045. Child health program or national health programs for children in India. So India is committed to reduce child's death by two-thirds between 1990 and 2015, as it pledged in Millennium Development Goals. So this implies a reduction of under 5 mortality rate. So in short it is called as U5MR, under 5 mortality rate, from 125 by 1000 lives birth in 1990 to 42 by 1000 live births by 2015. So this commitment is also reflected under the National Health Mission. And for this, many programs have been made by National Health Mission. Next comes family planning. So, with its historic initiation in 1952, the planning program, it has undergone transformation in terms of policy and actual program implementation. And there has been a gradual shift from clinical approach to reproduce the child health approach, and further the National Population Policy 2000, it brought a holistic and a target free approach which helped in reduction of fertility. And there are also other research activities like antimicrobial resistance surveillance network, indigenous TB diagnostic, revised national tuberculosis control program, leprosy, HIV or AIDS, biosafety, influenza, and so on. And the research is going on in all other such activities or such diseases. So next comes an Ayush service. So it provides a cost-effective Ayush service with a universal access in one of the strategies to improve quality and outreach of health services in our country. So under National Rural Health Mission, a large number of Ayush facilities it have been provided with financial support from the government of India. And this is a central sponsored scheme for development of Ayush hospitals and dispensaries of the Department of Ayush, and it provides financial assistance to the state for the creation of such Ayush facilities and for the supply of essential Ayush medicines. Drug quality control. So, control cell in the Ministry of Ayush. It deals with regulatory and quality control matters of Ayush drugs, including the amendment in regulations and introduction of new regulations and examination of other drugs that is related to this issue. So the drug uh, control cell it provides secretarial support to the two statutory bodies. They are Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani drugs, Technical Advisory Board. So, in short, it is called as ASUDTAP, which means Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani Drugs, Technical Advisory Board, and the second statutory body is ASUDCC, which means Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani Drugs Consultative Committee. So, which are a set up under the Provisional of Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. So, this is all about health and family welfare. See you all in the next session with some other topic. Thank you.